This little mite, oh yes, draws mother love, but mother love is not what I feel for you. She laid her free hand on his chest, and her eyes were full of promise. I do not value power or possessions, but I hold you above everything, above any duty or loyalty. You two are the focus of my life now. His voice was low, and he took her hand and kissed the fingers one by one. She gripped his hand, and there was a tremor in her own voice as she spoke. I had never thought to mean so much to anyone, my lord. Well, you do to me. There was a tension, a frisson. There were those who considered that the binding of betrothal gave a man full rights, and at that moment Hugh Bradecote was very aware of the desire to take whatever she was happy to give. Gilbert, perhaps sensing that he had been forgotten, gave a bubbly gurgle that broke the spell. They laughed, just a little self-consciously. It was the only difficulty between them. Bradecote was determined that she should not feel pressured or forced in any way, and for her part she feared that offering herself to him might seem to indicate that, as a woman twice widowed, she did not value either her body or the deed. In a way, that was true, for bitter ill use had inculcated the former, and the absence of love and indeed positive loathing of her first husband had debased the second. She wanted this union to be special, and the anticipation was acute. It promised so much, and she was caught between wanting to wait and a very physical need. After a couple of days it was verging on the unbearable, and the summons from the Lord Sheriff was almost a relief. A man-at-arms arrived on the last day of the month, calling Hugh Bradecote to Worcester. De Beauchamp is at the castle, and thankfully the castellan is away, which lightens the atmosphere. Bradecote smiled at her. The sheriff is never in a good mood when living cheek by jowl with Simon Furneaux, and I'm not sure that I blame him. Will you come with me? Is that a request or a polite command, my lord? She smiled back. A request, of course. The Lord Sheriff has said that, investigations notwithstanding, there will be a good night's feasting come 12th night, and if I am to miss it here... Oh, let us be honest, I just want to see you, be with you when I am able. It is an odd sort of wooing, my love, but there it is. Parting from Gilbert cost Christina a pang she had not anticipated after only a few days, but her spirits were lifted by the presence of Hugh, riding so close that their knees touched as the horses walked side by side. They arrived with the sun casting its lacklustre rays from 3 fingers above the horizon. The fur-lined hood of Christina's cloak framed a face pale and pinched with cold, and Bradecote was glad to see her bestowed in a chamber with a brazier already giving a steady heat. He himself went straight thereafter to the sheriff. Good to see you here, Bradecote. Enjoying your betrothal? Bradecote coloured, which made de Beauchamp laugh. Looking forward to Candlemas, my lord, Bradecote mumbled. De Beauchamp raised an eyebrow but said nothing, and continued smoothly to the matter in hand. I called you in because we have trouble brewing, and if we do not bring the culprit in soon, we may have problems with the burgesses. If they cannot trust the coinage, it disrupts trade, and since it bears the king's head, it casts doubts upon his power also. I am sorry, my lord. Bradecote tried to make sense of de Beauchamp's rather cryptic utterance. What exactly has been happening? De Beauchamp drew a hand across weary eyes. Far too much, and none of it good. There's silver coin in Worcester that might as well be lead with a silver coat, and the merchants and artisans are all in a fuss like chickens with a fox among them. Heaven knows the coinage is not as good as it was under the old king, for he made sure there was more silver in it. But this is not just a little light. It is not fit to call coin of the realm. But surely we just arrest the moneyer whose die marks the false coin. Now, why did I not think of that? The sheriff's voice dripped irony. Of course that was what we did. But Master Osborne...